Can we survive on Mars? The question of whether we will survive on Mars is a complex and multifaceted one, with a number of different factors to consider. In this response, I will explore some of the key issues involved and offer some thoughts on the likelihood of our long-term survival on the red planet. To begin with, it's worth noting that the idea of colonizing Mars is not a new one. Scientists and science fiction writers have been speculating about the possibility of humans living on the red planet for decades. However, it's only in recent years that we've made significant progress towards making that dream a reality. In 2012, NASA successfully landed the Mars rover Curiosity on the planet, and in 2020, they sent the Perseverance rover on a mission to explore the planet's geology and search for signs of ancient microbial life. But while these missions have yielded valuable data and insights, they are still just the first steps in a much larger and more complex process. The challenges of living on Mars are many and varied, and there are still a number of major hurdles that we will need to overcome if we are to establish a viable human presence on the planet. One of the biggest challenges of living on Mars is the planet's harsh and unforgiving environment. Mars has a thin atmosphere and no magnetic field, which means that it is bombarded by radiation from space. The planet's surface is also extremely cold, with temperatures that can drop to -80 degrees Fahrenheit at night. In addition, the planet's thin atmosphere means that there is very little protection from meteor impacts, which can cause significant damage to equipment and infrastructure. To survive on Mars, we will need to develop technologies that can protect us from these hazards. This may involve building habitats that are shielded from radiation and can maintain a comfortable temperature, as well as developing materials that can withstand the harsh conditions on the planet's surface. Another major challenge of living on Mars is the fact that the planet lacks many of the resources that we take for granted on Earth. For example, Mars has no breathable air, no easily accessible sources of water, and no readily available sources of food. To survive on the planet, we will need to develop technologies that can extract these resources from the Martian environment, or find ways to transport them from Earth. There are already a number of projects underway to develop these technologies. For example, scientists are working on ways to extract water from the Martian soil. And NASA is planning to launch a mission in 2022 to test a system that can produce oxygen from the carbon dioxide in the planet's atmosphere. However, these technologies are still in the early stages of development, and it is not yet clear whether they will be able to provide a sustainable source of resources for a long-term human presence on the planet. Finally, there is the issue of the long-term sustainability of a Martian colony. Even if we are able to overcome the technological and environmental challenges of living on the planet, there are still questions about whether a colony on Mars could ever become self-sufficient and self-sustaining. The harsh conditions on the planet may make it difficult to grow crops or maintain a stable ecosystem, which could limit our ability to sustain a permanent presence on the planet. Despite these challenges, there are many reasons to be optimistic about the possibility of human survival on Mars. For one thing, the technological advances that are being made in space exploration and colonization are truly remarkable. And it's possible that we will develop the necessary technologies to overcome the challenges of living on the red planet. In addition, The human spirit of exploration and adventure has always driven us to explore new frontiers, and Mars represents the next great frontier for humanity. Ultimately, the question of whether we will survive on Mars depends on a number of factors, including technological progress, political will, and our ability to adapt to the harsh and unforgiving environment of the planet. But if we can overcome these challenges, the rewards could be immense, both in terms of scientific discovery and the expansion of human civilization to new worlds.